Hey, beauties, Bellas. We are live. Let me kind of put this a little bit. Oops. Don't follow me now. Don't follow me. Oh, wait, are we live? Okay. Checking connection. Hi, beautiful Bellas. All right, so I think we are live on both Instagram. Is my forehead shiny? Instagram and Facebook. This is exciting. Let me fix my computer here so you're not all up in my nostrils, you know? All right. Okay, how does that look? Hi, Nicole. Hi, Kadeen. Hey, beautiful. I was just speaking to Danielle, to Danny. I'm so excited for you. So, yes, I'm excited for you. And actually, I'm going to chat with you about something. I'll send you a message off air, offline. All right, so we are live on YouTube as well as Instagram, but my focus is going to be YouTube. So I'm going to be looking into the camera here, but I'll be giving you guys some love over here as well. Hi, beautiful. For those of you just logging in, thank you. Thanks for sharing this space with me. We're going to talk about destiny today. We are going to talk about purpose. We're going to talk about gifts. I'm really excited. And then I've got a gorgeous template with a bunch of questions that I'm going to send out to you guys. For those of you guys who just enter in your email, I will send that to you. For those of you here on YouTube watching live or the replay, I'm going to enter the link in the comment section below as well. You can just click that link and you'll get a copy of what's going on. Why is that doing that? You'll get a copy of the template. It's a bunch of questions that is basically, why is this doing this? Okay, I'm going to unplug that. I had my charger plugged in and this thing keeps popping up. Hi, Zach. I love you, Bella. Oh, my God. My girl. Now, I was like, is she still in Philly or is she in Atlanta? Where is she now? But I love you, girl, and I miss you. You're my sister friend. I love you. I love you. We got to chat. So yes, so this template, this worksheet is basically a bunch of questions that's going to trigger some things that have been dormant inside of you, cause you to really think about what you're doing or what you want to do. And, question like, is this what I should be doing? Is this what I need to do? Should I maybe do something else? You're going to discover some gifts, some things that you really like, that you don't like. It's like a whole lot of questions. And my girl, Danny, created the template for me. She made it nice and pretty and beautiful for you all. So I'm excited to make sure you guys get that. So enter your email, Zach. I got yours right there. You're like, yeah, here's my email, girl. And then for those of you on YouTube, you can also enter your email. Oh, good. Yeah, Nazi, this is where you need to be. YouTube is the spot. It's much better here because I can interact a little better here and I can see your comments and answer questions as well. I got it, Nazi. I got you. All right, so this is exciting. I know you do, Zach. Oh my gosh, mama. All right, so this is super exciting. I'm going to be talking about the destiny perspective today. Now, I have shared this message a while back, months ago, and I got a lot of feedback on it, and it's just going to, really make you think, put it that way. So let me get a sip of my water. I've been doing this challenge and I'm moving on to the part 2, volume 2, Matthew calls it. So, I got to ease up on the martinis and the margaritas and the drinks. So I'm having some lemon water in my branded cup. You guys like that? What does this one say? She speaks fluent sarcasm. All right. So I am going to briefly share 8 fundamental assumptions about destiny. And why your whole life, literally your entire life, everything that's happened, the lessons, the ups, the downs, prepares you for your destiny. It's so powerful. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Elizabeth Correia. I live in Toronto, Canada, and I help women, new and aspiring entrepreneurs in particular, live meaningful lives by discovering their purpose and transforming into it permanently. I'm also the creator of the brand new Sweet Spot, which is a membership club for new and aspiring entrepreneurs who are ready to up level in their life and business. And as a transformational coach, I basically help women step into their greatest potential by gaining courage, confidence, and the skills they need to share their life-changing work with the world. So that is me in a tiny little nutshell. So I want to welcome you, Bellas, to the live today. Not sure if there's some fellas joining us as well, but I do want to welcome you. For those of you who are watching the live, I'm excited to share this with you, especially because of all that has been happening in the world. I mean, we're not going to get into that right now, but I am basically calling this a world awakening. It's a world awakening. There have been some very unfortunate things with both COVID and the Black Lives Matter and lives that have been lost and shootings, I mean, murders and recent incidents right here in my hometown in Toronto. You know, it's been a crazy 2 weeks in Toronto. So yes, it is time to be woke in every area of your life. Hi, Jessica. I see you, Bella. In every area of your life. And whether we like it or not, there are some amazing things that are also happening in the world right now. So it's not all bad. And even the bad, as hard as it is to swallow and accept, there is purpose in that as well, right? Just like there's been purpose, there's purpose as to why you had to go through the things you went through, you know, whether it was your childhood, your teens, your adolescence, or even in your adult years, right? So one of the things that I am noticing now more than ever is that there are thousands, you know, millions of people at home rediscovering gifts that they've buried, books that they haven't written, ideas that they've abandoned, ways in how to up level in their life and in their business. And so it's magical. It's quite magical. I've spoken to numerous of women, you know, so many women who are realizing now more than ever how unhappy they've been at work, you know, at their 9 to 5, and how amazing it has felt to be home, or it feels to be home. And many of these women don't want to go back to work. You know, actually a few of the Bellas that I've been coaching one-to-one and in the Sweet Spot aren't going back, period. That's it. Like, they're not going back. So some amazing things are happening. And personally for me, I was already working from home, you know, before the lockdown, and I wouldn't trade this for anything. You know, being home, having multiple streams of income, working from home is really the most fulfilling thing for me outside of bonding and spending time and laughing with my boys. Really, it is. So look, as the world is getting ready to step out into this new world, you know, we've never known the world as it is right now and will be going forward. As we're getting ready to do this, I want you, I'm challenging you, I'm inviting you to think about your purpose. You know, how do you want to show up in this new world? You know, think about your destiny and how you want to fulfill that. What does that look like? You know, we know now that we don't need a whole lot of money to be happy, to feel fulfilled. And I know we know this. Most of us, hi Elijah, I know that most of us know this now. So if you don't come out of this wiser, smarter, healthier, and more clear with what your calling and your purpose is, then, you know, I'm sorry to say this, but I'm not sorry, then you may never get it. You may never get it because you will never get back this time that we were just given. These 3-4 months, we will never get back again. More time than ever to get clear with what it is you truly desire and who you want to be. So let's talk about destiny and purpose. And by the way, I do have this worksheet, the worksheet that I have, I will send to you after this, because I think so much more of what I'm going to say and share, it'll help you fill in those answers and come up with those, fill in those questions and come up with those answers. All right. So I want you to, while you're writing and, while I'm speaking, I want you to use this information to discover, figure out, find, rediscover what it is that has been just hidden inside of you. Some hidden talents and some hidden gifts, right? Because we all got some of those. I discovered a couple of them while we were on lockdown. All right. So there's a bunch of questions, and it is going to cause you to go deep. All right. And just deep into your heart to pull out some things that have been in there for a while. Some of us a long, long, long while. So it's an incredible exercise. Please, I'm encouraging you to fill out every single question. And before I move on, I want you to keep one thing in mind when it comes to destiny and purpose. One thing. When you concentrate on personal happiness and focus exclusively on your individual destiny without understanding its direct connection to God, you're selling yourself short. Period. I'm going to repeat that. When you concentrate on personal happiness and you focus exclusively on your individual destiny without understanding its direct connection to God, you're selling yourself short. All right? Now, I've done two things here. Attached to these fundamental assumptions about destiny, I've got about 8, and they're very brief. I'm going to go through them really quickly. I've included a scripture that aligns with God's word in confirming what I'm sharing, these assumptions. All right. The second thing is connect this to the current pandemic that the world is facing. Connect it to what is happening right now. This will speak to what you need and should be doing in this time. All right? You got me? Okay. So number 1, we all have a God-given destiny. I'm going to get that one out the way. We all have it. We were born. It is our birthright to discover what that is and fulfill it. Thanks for the love, June. Okay? We all have it. Life has meaning because God made you for something. And the purpose of life is to reach that unique calling. And we see this in Ephesians chapter 2, verse 10. Your only purpose right now is to learn, reconnect, and love. That's it. I mean, look around you. Learn, reconnect with yourself and with your community, with the world, and love. Learn something new, or learn more about what it is that you already do, who it is you're already being in the world. Right? So if you're not learning, you're not growing. And if you're not growing, you're not living. They say the average man physically lives to 75, but stopped living at 25. How many of you have stopped living? And what does living really mean to you? What does it mean to truly live, not to just exist? Thanks, Kadeen. I've got to. This is the foundation of everything I do. Right? So number 2. So number 1, we were all, every single one of us has a God-given destiny. Number 2, you were especially designed for your destiny. You were especially designed for your destiny. Just like a gym is specially designed for its members, you were specially designed for your destiny. It isn't some arbitrary task just given to you by God. It springs out of your personality, your gifts, your experiences, your stories, your makeup, your very makeup. And when you're walking in your destiny, it fits like a glove. It's not a hat you put on when you go to the office. It's not a hat you put on when you hit up the grocery store, or, when you walk into a meeting at work, or when you go to a networking event. It fits you like a glove. It is with you always. Always. It is who you are being in the world. I often tell people when I'm in a media interview, or, I'm often asked, Liz, how did you do this? And how did you survive and get through? And I tell them, I don't know how to do anything, but I know how to be. And because I know how to be, I get the results I get in my life, whether I'm connecting or mentoring a teenager or coaching a woman. I know how to be. Your destiny fits you like a glove. The desires of your heart reflect God's purpose for your life. And you'll see that in Psalms 37, verse 4. So take this time to discover some of those things about you, because they're already there. It's all there inside of you. Some of us, we've got some stories piled up on it, some unforgiveness. We've got some jealousy. We've got some personal issues. We've got some hate. We've got some pain, some sadness, some brokenness, abandonment, resentment. We've got, some of us have got these things that are, hiding those gifts and that thing that God has birthed inside of you. And we got to remove some of that stuff out the way in order to see, through the fog, see with your spiritual eyes. Right? Your true identity, it's already there. It's inside of you. Maybe this facade you've put on, maybe a mask or two or three or four or five, and I know what that's like, right? But underneath all of that, it's your true identity, which is in Christ, which is God. Not the one you took up years ago as a child. Your true identity is wrapped up in God. Number 3, destiny is something you are, not something you do. I just finished saying, I don't know how to do much, but I know how to be. I know how to be. Destiny is something you are, not something you do. So it's not a predetermined static point you can miss. It's a dynamic, evolving interplay between what you were born to be and what you've done in life thus far. It's powerful. And the more you become who you were made to be, the more you will do what you were born to do. Because ultimately, who you're being in the world is connected to what you end up doing. So if you're hurt and you're in pain and you're living in chaos, guess what? Life is going to be painful, hurtful, and full of chaos. And that's a fact. And we see, you can read about this in Ephesians chapter 1. So I want you to take this time in lockdown, isolation, because it's still happening. We are still in somewhat of a lockdown, right? So take this time, the remaining of this time, to discover what that is. What is it? You know, what is your destiny? You know, be still long enough to find those things inside of you. Like I said, for some of us, they're buried so deep and on top of so much baggage, we can't see them. And so your only purpose right now is to cleanse, to detox, forgive, let go, heal, take care of your body. Don't be starting a business while you're completely broken. Now, it's okay to start your business while you're healing. But if you're stuck in a place where like you don't want to do anything about it, you don't want to heal, then your only purpose and your only business right now is to get right. And I've been there. I will never speak on anything I have not gone through, I have not survived, and come out on the other side as a victor. So I'm qualified to talk about this. So be still long enough. Read, pray, write. Pay attention to what you're listening to for most, in the day. Conversations you're having, who you're talking to, who you're surrounding yourself with. So destiny is something you are. It's not something you do. Number 4, your whole life prepares you for your destiny. Your entire life prepares you for your destiny. It's so powerful. Right? This is actually one of my favorite ones. Every single event and circumstance, and I mean every single one, the child you lost, the illness, the breakup, when you got laid off, the friend that betrayed you, bankruptcy, all of this has meaning because God leverages each experience to help you accomplish his purpose for your life. And this refining, because it's a refining, this refining, it is not meant to break you. These things were not meant to destroy you. They were not meant to kill you. It's not what we do. It's not the pain that kills us. Okay? It's what we do in the midst of the pain that makes all the difference in the outcome. Right? So this refining, it transforms you into the image of God. And it prepares you to be a part of his bride. His bride. We see that in Romans chapter 8, verse 28. So do you understand how powerful that is? Like it's so powerful. And we need to understand what God is doing even right now in the midst of this chaos, in the midst of this craziness. We need to understand and believe his promise and what he is doing and what he's preparing you for, what he's preparing us for, because it's something. And if you for 1 second think that all of this chaos and craziness is happening out of purpose, out of his purpose, you're sadly mistaken. Even the lives that we've lost, mothers who've lost their sons, it is so unfortunate that it was their son that was lost and had to be taken. But I promise you that purpose is being fulfilled. If George Floyd did not lose his life during a time of lockdown, of this pandemic of COVID, I don't think the outcome would have been what it has been and what it is. The world is super sensitive. And so it had to happen right at this time. And his name will be forever remembered. He's a legend. He's a legend. So those things are happening and have happened for a reason. It's a part of your destiny. It is a part of your awakening. Number 5, Your destiny is bigger than you. Your destiny is bigger than you. It's bigger than you. And this is why we get to a place where we get frustrated. We can't handle it. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm not making enough money. I'm not seeing my, return on my investment. I'm not feeling it. I'm not seeing it. I'm not. And we throw in the towel and we give up on our destiny. We give up in that thing that God has birthed inside of you, that you are responsible for sharing with the world. We give up because, yes, it is bigger than you. It's bigger than me. Our ultimate fulfillment, it doesn't come from pursuing happiness for ourselves. It comes from bringing life to others for the sake of God's kingdom. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's not about us. It really isn't. And so we don't have the right to give up. Whoo, I felt that. We don't have the right to give up. You don't have the right to give up. You don't. You don't have, that's like saying, God, I don't believe in you. I don't believe in that thing you've put inside of me. I don't believe in that vision that I'm having, these visions I keep having and this thing that just keeps tugging at me and won't let me go. I don't believe in it. We don't have the right to give up. Our ultimate fulfillment doesn't come from pursuing happiness for ourselves. It comes from bringing life to others for God's glory, so that he gets to sit back and smile and say, well done, King. Well done, Queen. So if your dream, if your vision, first of all, doesn't scare you, it's not big enough. And if it doesn't involve serving others in a way that stretches you to your limits and beyond, makes you cry, makes you sweat, makes you bleed, makes you invest, it isn't big enough. It is so much more blessed to give than it is to receive. Now, we got to be good at receiving too, but it's just so much more blessed to give than to receive, as we see in Acts chapter 20. Your destiny is bigger than you. And it's why sometimes we just feel like we can't handle it, or it's not meant to be, or maybe I'll go back to my 9 to 5, I'll settle for a mediocre life. You weren't created to live a mediocre life. No. Number 6, you must die to fulfill your destiny. That's deep. You must die. We must die to fulfill our destiny. I can't even tell you how many deaths I've experienced internally, deaths in my life, in order to be here to fulfill this destiny, in order for God to open up some doors, some unimaginable doors in my life. I had to die many times, over and over and over and over again. Yes, Nazi, we gotta die. We gotta die. There are things in us that we've got to let die. I could cry just thinking about it. Some of us are watering plants that died so long ago and we're fighting to keep them alive, but they're dead. We got to let them die and let them go. There's some doors you got to shut before God can open up that next door. And it sounds harsh, but this is exactly what happened to me. And it was so hard. It was hard letting go of some of my friends that I had known my entire life. It was hard letting go of these easy ways I was making money, and not so easy, hard, but I call it fast money. It was hard to walk away. It was hard to forgive. It was hard to embrace. It was hard to open up my heart again. And this is exactly what happened even after my brain surgery. While God's desire is that we live an abundant life, his desire is that very thing, is that we live an abundant life. And while his desire is that we live an abundant life, a direct pursuit of happiness can never be reached. It can never reach it. A direct pursuit of happiness can never reach it. I heard Jada Pinkett speak on this. True joy only comes from a death. It only comes from a death to self. And a fundamental realignment with our wills with God's happiness. We've got to realign our will with God, with what makes him happy, with God's purpose, with his calling, his will for our lives. The Bible says many are the plans of a man's heart, but it is God's plan that prevails. And if your plan and your desires and those things that you're holding on to does not align with God's will for your life, there will be a constant fight inside of you, around you, a constant fight. We are holding on to things that are not a part of our destiny. And it's a fight. And you can't seem to figure it out and can't seem to find your purpose and your gifts and make this business happen and make money and do things and show up. And that is because there's some things you're fighting to let go of. And you got to let those things die. And each and every one of us, we know what that is. We know what those things are because they don't feel so good from the inside. And once you allow those things to die, there'll be a new birth. A new birth. But you got to let those things die. You got to close those doors. The Bible says only those who lose their life will truly find it. In John chapter 12, verse 24. Only those who lose their life will truly find it. We've got to die over and over and over and over again. And before I knew God for myself, I probably tried, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different things, thinking this is the thing, this is it. I was a wardrobe stylist for 10 years and I sold Mary Kay and I did all this, I just did so many things and I wasn't willing to die. It was all about my needs and what I wanted. It wasn't, well, let me first know God and figure out what his word says about me. Let me heal some things first so that I could dig deep enough to find those gifts. Let me get rid of all these things that I've filled my cup with, all these toxic habits and thoughts and beliefs and stories. So I wasn't able to see clearly what was really happening inside of me, what I was really called to do and to be. And as I was healing, I discovered, I want to do this for other people. I want to help women discover their gifts. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I knew I discovered that, and I knew exactly when I discovered it. And it was during my healing journey. Number 7, and I'm hoping that you're getting something from this. My prayer is that you take this and you just hang on to it. Whichever, maybe not, I mean, there may be some things that are not speaking to you, but those 1 or 2 little nuggets, just hold on to them. Hold on to it. Number 7, living your destiny brings productivity and fulfillment. Living, discovering, and fulfilling your purpose brings productivity and fulfillment. So if you find that you're not being productive and you probably got some other things going on, like I said, some doors you need to close, some relationships you need to let go of, some people you need to eliminate with love, some bad habits, maybe you're watching too much TV, spending too much time on the phone or on social media with no purpose. Living your destiny brings productivity and fulfillment. So when you do what you were born to do, you function with maximum effectiveness and exceptional joy in the doing, in the being. I wake up with joy in my heart every single day, every day. Now, that doesn't mean things don't happen. Yes, things happen, but it's how you deal with them. It's how you deal with it. Makes a difference in the outcome. You deal with it and you move on. You don't stay there. You don't entertain things that are destroying you, killing you, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Joy comes in the morning. Every morning you wake up. You're supposed to have that joy every single day, because what happened yesterday is just yesterday. It's gone. It's done. My phone is dying. I'm going to have to end this soon. All right. So having fun without serving outside of your destiny, like just having fun, like, oh, let's just go party, girls, and just, whatever. Having fun without serving does not satisfy. Producing fruit without joy in the process is soul deadening. Producing fruit without joy in the process is soul deadening. Productivity with fulfillment is the system of a life aligned with its destiny. That's in 3 John, chapter 1. Productivity with fulfillment is the system of a life aligned with its destiny. So Bellas and some fellas who are logged in here, take this time that we will never get back again to let go of something, anything that is holding you back from discovering and fulfilling your destiny. Because I promise you, you may think that thing is there and it's not in the way. It's in the way. God cannot trust you with what he's got over here for you. He's got something over here for me. But if I can't let go of this that's in my way, that's causing me to think different, be different, act out, bringing anger and pain and animosity and all these different emotions into my heart, he's not going to trust me to do this, because I'm going to bring those toxic emotions into this. Some of us have done that. I have. And it doesn't work. And as you know, now more than ever, we've got one precious, precious life to live. And what you are called to do Your destiny, it's already inside of you. You don't have to go searching outside of you to figure out what it is. It's there. For many of you, it's been speaking to you for ages. It's there. And if it's already been done, which I'm sure it has, then you can do it. You can do it. You don't have to, there's no science behind it. You don't have to be a scientist to figure this out. You've been putting it off for months, maybe even years. Today is your day. Today is your day. Nazi, Shelly, Kim, Narisha, Kadeen, Michelle, today is your day. Make it happen. You've shared it with friends. Maybe you've told your family about something you want to do and you haven't done it. Maybe you even started something and you've been discouraged because, well, what's happening with COVID? Not making enough money. Well, I can't do this now. It's taken too long to make money. I don't have time. I don't have a babysitter. Whatever your excuses have been thus far, whatever. They're just excuses. It's just a story. It's a story that you're believing, but it's a lie. It is a lie. I'm going to tell you this and I'm going to log off. I'm going to end this because my phone's dying. I was not qualified to do the work that I do today. I'm from the projects. I was born into poverty. My parents were abusive. I lived in foster care, lived in over 12, 13 homes in just the first 6 months of being in care. I was out there in the streets doing the unimaginable, caught up, like straight up caught up. You know, according to my family, I was supposed to be dead or in jail. I was not qualified to do the work that I do today. God, as a matter of fact, God has never called me to do anything or to do something I was already qualified for. I need you guys to write that down. God has never called me to do something I was already qualified to do or to be, ever. Some of these things that he called me to do, I was scared. I'm talking scared. The very first time I ever had to speak to 500 teachers and educators in a room at a conference, I was shaking. My knees were shaking. They couldn't see that. I couldn't believe I was standing there as a high school dropout. Yes, I went back to school years later, but I was a high school dropout, speaking to over 500 teachers. God has never called me to do something that I was already qualified to do or to be. He took me through some things. And for those of you who know my story, you know. My teens, my 20s, they were dark, very, very, very dark. I wasn't supposed to end up here. But God had a different plan. And little did I know, or anyone in my life, that it was all a part of where he was taking me. I'm able to do the work that I do with teenagers today because of my story. I'm able to connect with women the way I do today because of where I've been, because of what I've survived, because of what I've overcome. I was not qualified for this. And so you may not feel qualified for those things that have been laying dormant inside of you. Maybe you think you're not good enough. You don't have the resources, the tools, whatever it is. But I promise you, I'm here to tell you today, yes, you are. There's a world of people out there waiting to be served by you. They are your people. God has assigned those people to you, not to me. My peeps are different from your peeps. Even if we are both coaches, we have a different world of people that are waiting to be served by me and by you. Those are your people. That is your community. And your only job right now is to figure out who those people, who is it? Who's your people? Who's your community? Who's in your tribe? Who's your tribe? Don't think about the money. Do not think about money. I promise you, it wasn't about the money when I first started speaking. The money came. God needs to know that he could trust you first. You got to get through some things first. Get through the hard stuff first. You know, I went from pain, write this down, pain to passion to purpose to pay. Pain to passion. I discovered my passion through my pain. And then through my passion, I discovered my purpose. And through purpose, I get paid. But some of us want it backwards. We want to get paid first. No, it doesn't work like that. So in closing, I say this. You all, each and every one of you have a God-given destiny. You are called for something, whether that is walking dogs, cleaning bathrooms, mentoring youth, designing products, whatever it is, there's something there. And your only purpose now is to figure out what that is and be still long enough to do that. So I've got a phenomenal worksheet, a template that it's filled with questions. Just, I'm so excited to share it with you guys. Everything from, I'll just read off some of them because that's about to die in a minute. You know, what are some of the occupations you've had in the past? What pivotal moments have you experienced in your life and your business? What is it that you're really good at that you could see yourself teaching people to do? What or who inspired you to pursue the business you're currently in or something you're dreaming about? What do you want to be known for? What does legacy mean to you? I mean, it goes on and on and on. I believe there's about 4 or 5 pages. All right, so enter your email below. I will send it to you. I want to say thank you so much for those of you who joined me live and for those who are going to be watching the replay. I love you. I appreciate you. I am so honored that you chose to join me, to sit here in this space with me for the past, I don't know, what is it, 47 minutes. I'm grateful that you're here with me. Thank you, Nazi, Nicole. Thank you, Bella. For the support, for the love. I would not be who I am today without my community, without my tribe, without you guys. I could not do this without you guys. You guys give me purpose, and your success excites me. Your success is my success. When I hear a successful story, or Liz, I did this or I did that, you have no idea what it does for me. It gives me life. It gives me life. Your destiny, your purpose gives you life. It's life. So I love you guys. Remember that you are the light of the world, and the world needs you now more than ever, more than ever. So get out there and shine your light. For those of you who entered your email, I will be sending you the worksheet. All right, so love you guys. Ciao. I hope you got something from this. Bye. Bye. And